Next, I would like to introduce Tricia Hansen. Right now, she's partnered with Micah, Mid-Iowa Community Action. Tricia grew up in Ankeny, Iowa, and after went to Iowa State University to receive her bachelor's in education. And now, she, like I said, she's at Micah, and she's working on the Munch and More program. So here we go, Tricia.
All right.
Okay. Yes, kids love summer. They use this time to play outside, to swim, watch TV, or perhaps go on vacation. But for some kids, that 2.5 to 3 month break can be very detrimental to their learning.
Let's look at two children, one from a middle-income family, the other from one of the millions of low-income American families. As the two kids head off to kindergarten, look what happens. The middle-income child starts out with a 6-month lead. The low-income child is already falling behind because of a lack of access to early reading and preschool education. During their year in kindergarten, in the same school and classroom, the two children will learn at about the same rate, so we'll move them both forward 9 months. But look what happens in that first summer between kindergarten and first grade. Our middle-income child moves ahead about a month in reading because learning of one kind or another continues over the summer. The low-income child falls back about 2 months. So when school begins again, when they go back for first grade, the gap between them has already widened. During first grade, again, they move ahead at about the same rate, another 9 months. That next summer, the activities and lifestyle of the middle-income family keep that child moving forward, but the low-income child has fewer opportunities to reinforce good habits like reading, and that child falls farther behind. Then we come to second grade, and again, our two children learn at the same rate. But the summer after second grade sets our low-income child back again, and our middle-income child moves forward again, and the gap widens again. By just the third grade, the two children are already far apart. By the end of fifth grade, the gap between the children is 2.5 to 3 years. It will keep growing through middle school. So you see, without addressing what's happening during the summer, it is impossible to ever catch up. It's impossible to close the gap. No matter how much high-quality learning goes on from September to June, every year the gap widens.
So as you just saw from this video, the low-income child is already behind when they start school. By the end of fifth grade, that gap is already 2.5 to 3 years apart and continues through their middle school years. Even if that lower income child learns that same material over the school year, they keep losing that information summer after summer, putting them further behind. This cumulative learning loss will eventually result in students having lower standardized test scores. This can also lead to high dropout rates, not attending a post-secondary school, or having trouble finding employment later on in life. Can I have 10 volunteers please stand up? Can I have 2 of you please come up to the front? You two represent the 20% of the 15.3 million children on free and reduced lunch that participate in a federal program during the summer. The rest of you, 80%, you are from a low-income family. You don't have access to books or to other learning opportunities that these two do. You do not have the resources to promote learning during the summer, so you are put even further behind your peers. So who can give me some examples of things that you think you can do during the summer to help prevent summer learning loss? Can I just get a couple people to think of some things that you might be able to do? Rebecca.
Read with your kids.
Okay.
Thank you.
You get treats, anyone else?
Flashcards.
Flashcards? Okay.
iPad, learning iPad toys.
Hey, great.
I just want to, and you can take them to the library.
Library.
The little mini libraries that are popping up in neighborhoods.
Right.
Okay, those of you that received crackers as your snack, can I have one of you tell me what you see on your crackers?
Letters.
Letters. Okay, you can make learning fun. Turn snack time into learning time. These are the Scrabble Cheez-It letters Cheez-Its that have letters on them. So you can make words and have your child read the words that they can make out of these crackers. Dress into character. Oops.
Awesome.
Put on your yellow hat. Be the man with the yellow hat and read Curious George. Read using a big book. Books that are colorful, big print. That makes it exciting for children so they want to read. Volunteer at a community event. Or better yet, start your own community event. Start a reading club in your community where you live. Create a summer bucket reading list. And try to do everything that you can on this list throughout the summer. Read at dinner. You can read a book about space. Read a book as a family. Read your book to a pet. Anything to make reading fun. I am doing my term of service with Public Allies at Mid-Iowa Community Action in Marshalltown, Iowa. At Mid-Iowa Community Action, we have received a grant for a reading initiative titled Spread the Words, Read by Third. This initiative was based off the Campaign for Grade Level Reading, which strives for reading proficiency by third grade. This is important because by fourth grade, reading is no longer being taught. Kids need to know how to read so they can learn new things. Part of my job at Mid-Iowa Community Action is to work with the Summer Learning Task Force and manage volunteers for our program titled Munch and More. We use the term summer slide a lot, which describes the summer learning loss that happens during that time in May when kids get out of school to August when they start again. With our Munch and More program, we have collaborated with 2 of the elementary schools in Marshalltown by incorporating reading with their free summer lunch program for kids ages 18 and younger. We collaborate with these schools to compare testing data from the spring to data when students return in the fall. We use this data to measure the effectiveness of our program. Our goal is to either maintain their score or perhaps make it better. Our Munch and More program is held every Monday through Friday for 7 weeks during the summer. I manage 30 community volunteers throughout the summer to read to kids or either have the kids read to them. We have partnered with the Marshalltown Public Library to check out books for the kids to read. Our grant also allows us to provide free books to kids that show up every Friday. Rogers University is another summer program that we provide for our kids at Mid-Iowa Community Action. These are kids that live in the Rogers neighborhood in Marshalltown. The Rogers neighborhood is an area around the Rogers Elementary School. Children are selected to attend Rogers University. These children are lower in academic performance and lower income level children. So this gives them an opportunity to learn and do things that they normally would not be able to do during the summer. Okay, next. This year, Summer Learning Day was on June 20th. based off a National Advocacy Day to promote summer literacy and summer reading. What is trying to pull up here, there you go, is a national map of the United States, and what communities could do is put their event on the map to show what they have been doing during the summer to promote summer learning and literacy. If Jill clicks on the number 8, and at the bottom I have put mention more. If you click on mention more on the bottom, and this gives you the details of what we are doing and are still doing. We still have 3 more weeks left of this program for Mention More at Mid-Iowa Community Action. That picture is of me being Dr. Seuss at our Summer Learning Day event. I also invited one of the Marshalltown police officers to come and volunteer his time to read with the students, and they enjoyed that very well. These other pictures here show the man with the yellow hat, one of my committed community volunteers that comes just about every day to help read with kids. He agreed to wear the hat and read the Curious George book at one of the other sites. And then the other picture just shows another volunteer reading to a couple students that attended our summer reading program. 9.2%. That is the percentage out of 48 million students who attend summer school. 4 to 6 weeks is the amount of time that teachers spend reteaching material at the beginning of the school year because of material that was lost over the summer. More than 11% is the number of children between the ages of 6 and 12 that care for themselves over the summer. So what are the chances that these children are learning and reading on their own? I want to end my presentation with a quote by Laura Salas. If a tree falls in the forest with no ear to hear its fall, does it make a crackling thunder or descend in silent sprawl? If a book remains unopened and no reader turns its page, does it still embrace a story or trap words inside a cage? Will you be that person to open a book to a child and release the adventure that awakens? Thank you.